Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's me, the Stonk Dad, and it's gonna be another video of me just talking about the data that happened today. So if you don't want to listen to me, then get the heck out of here. Anyways, so we had a crazy day today in the market, and what I mean by that is nothing happened at all. So I pretty much just sat here and looked at the data and just twiddled my thumbs all day. So there wasn't anything too exciting that happened as far as market net flow or convergence, but I'm going to go over it anyway because we can definitely learn from days like this when nothing's really happening and your patience is tested, especially if you want to get into some trades and whatnot. But for the most part, nothing really happened at all. But let's go through each and every one of the data points today and see what the thought process was and how we can better ourselves as traders. Okay, so again, if you guys haven't seen any of my videos, my market recap videos, what I do is every single day during the live trading day, there's data that comes out, market net flow, GEX, and everything else like that. And I usually write it down and jot down my thoughts as that data comes out, so I can look back and just back test some of the things that happened to see what worked and what didn't, and just to better ourselves as traders, right? That's the whole idea. We want to get better and be profitable at the end of the day, okay? So right here, you can see that right at market open at 6:38, we saw that call flows started to rip up pretty heavily. Now, the first thought in my mind was, okay, we're going to have another bullish trend day, at least up to the highs that we hit on Friday. Just by looking at this, but that's not what happened. So what happened was that we got green convergence, we pushed up a little bit, you can see on the chart, but we were approaching this high here from what was this on the chart, from the previous day on Monday, and we pretty much rejected that and fell back down to the downside, as you can see on this chart here. So the reason I didn't get into this green convergence trade, despite the divergence between calls and puts, was I always wait for a pullback towards at least the EMAs. I'd never get in on crazy moves up. Like this, we saw a big trend up, and that's pretty much when convergence flipped. And then what I was waiting for was a pullback to the EMAs to the downside here, but we never got a bounce, and I never got confirmation that we were going to head back up. And what do you know? We just tanked and fell right back below towards the 493 level and even the 492 level. But you'll notice to see how the data changes as that pullback happens. So if we move on a little bit, about 20 minutes, 15 or so minutes after this green convergence flipped, you can see that we had the pullback here on SPY. And then eventually we had that great convergence. And it did catch a pretty nice move to the downside, probably about, let's see, it looks like it flipped at 493.40. So if you got in puts right on that great convergence, you probably would have gotten about a dollar and a half move to the downside here to when it hit this 492 level. So, and something to note here was at 6:58 in the morning, you can see that that 492 level was actually our most negative level on GEX. And if you guys have seen any of my videos, you guys know that negative GEX means that dealers have to force and hedge that position towards that level. So in this case, they had to sell the underlying towards that 492 level. So, and that's exactly what happened. You had a strong negative level here, and eventually we hit it almost on the dot here within it looks like it hit it at 725. So this, I noticed this at 6:58, so about 30 minutes after this started to go super negative, we hit that level spot on. Okay, oh, I'm getting a call, excuse me. So let's see, and then eventually after that great convergence flipped, you could see that call flow started to dip and dip, and you could see what happened here on price. We just came down and we didn't yet hit that 492 level, but you could see confirmation that calls were being sold off, confirming that move down. Okay, so that was something cool to see. At least for the most part, flow was really choppy after this morning move up until the very end of the day, and then it started to pick up a little bit. But you can see that I just sat on my hands for the entire day for the most part, because flow started to look like this when calls and puts started to go down below zero, being sold off, and it was just a huge mess for the most part. You can see the green and red lines here. So let's see. At 9:03, it said, or I said that 492 is pulling negative again. So it looks like we had a little push down. It looks like it didn't quite hit that 492 level. But right about here is when I posted that the 492 started to go down more. So it did have a slight move down, about 40 cents to the downside, 30 to 40 cents to the downside to hit this level here, which was kind of cool as well. Not that big of a move, but still, regardless, it was a baby one. Let's see what else happened here. Anything interesting? So it looks like it pulled even more negative again at 11:39. That was right here. It didn't really go down very much, but it went down there. And then let's see if there was anything else. Other than that, nothing crazy. We had call flow going up, and then I failed to actually post the 494 level going down. But here, or no, right here, I said 494 is pulling negative. That was about 10 minutes before the market closed, and you can see that we had a strong move, about $1 move up to the upside. Oops, you guys can't see. We had a strong move up to the upside, and we eventually hit that 494 level on the dot. So there was a little bit of a hiccups with this one. It looks like 492 didn't really hit on the dot after this came out. This started to pull more. But later on, we saw that call flow started to go up, and then we had the green convergence at the end of the day as well, signifying the move back up, okay? So there was two instances where you could have gotten into a somewhat decent trade, but in my eyes, that wasn't an A+ setup at all, so I didn't get into any trades. All in all, looking back, it did look like it would have been okay to get into a couple of them, but again, that would probably be like a B minus setup or so, just because the flow was so choppy. But yeah, that's the recap for today, guys. Nothing much to talk about at all as far as data goes. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll see you all in the next one.